Class starts at 11.
Yeah.
Do you want to wait for a bus or we can continue?
No, not much. I was studying everything, so.
Okay.
Actually, is Amina in the office or she is at the desk?
No, she took a day off today.
Oh. Okay, so then let's continue. So,
Would you like me to drive or does Corey want to drive?
I think Corey should do it for this session because this is for 42
Okay.
supporting. So the document I share with you in this the Google chat. So that's the one we want to discuss.
Okay. The tally workflow?
Yeah, tell you. So first thing, go to the VSM1 and share with me, and you better open Jumppost and open what is it? VSM panel for yours. This is a little bit outdated at this point. I have to update, but this is like a concept the same, a little bit changed. I'm going to explain that, and then at some point I have to update this document. So everybody in this document, cool. And so the basic, configuration side is from the page 1 to how this IP address got to the BSM and to communicating. That's all. Configuration part is already done and worked out. So the document I share in the Google chat, if you can open the document, then you can go to the document. Read what do you mean? No, I see document opened here, so you can open for another window. We are all seeing together. That's fine. So, yeah, USM Tally troubleshooting. So again, the first page is just setting it up from switcher and then how to communicate. But this is if something Tally doesn't work and at all, then before we go to switcher settings, so we can check some other things in the VSM first, and then if everything checks out, then possibly switcher setting is wrong or not communicating with VSM Pali protocol and something like that. So anyway, so first page is where is the Tally information set up in the switcher level, this picture. and you can just navigate to what the picture main is, kind of thing. So that's pretty much already done. So VSM tally. Okay, so could you open VSM1 and then let's go with it. Okay. So VSM1, yes. So GPI. So usually GPI is not with control. So GPI in this VSM is not manually, just for testing is okay, but actually this is not generally what's happening. But in this case, this is a communication with switcher. So switcher sending information which output, which source is on program. That's GPI sending to this VSM. This is already configured this way. So as you can see, the first 10,000, 10,000 start with is PCR 40 Raspberry switcher. If you go down, 12,000 is 40 green. So which is supposed the planning was for preview tally, but we never use this one. So anyway, so and go down and there's another one. 15,000 is 42 Raspberry switch tally coming to here. So whenever switcher output input is going out program, this tally is triggers and sending information to wherever. So also this is green, 17,000. So according to document, and also this is from Montreal's information, and each tally group setting has to be 2,000 apart. So that's why is a gap from 10,000, 12,000, and also 15,000 and 17,000. That's where gap should be more than 2,000 between this tally grouping. So that's why it's happening like this. So this is the you normally you don't need to go here to check it. And the part is GPO is actually what's happening most of the time. So if you go to GPO, F on top, yeah. So this is so for this document page 2. So if tally doesn't work, then you have to come here to check it. First thing is this 001. What's the number? And I put 400. And 401, right?
Yes.
So GPO whole number 401 has to be on, has to be enabled, set. This is 40. If you go down, and 2401, 2,401. If you go there, on the GPO, yeah, 2,000, and that's 40. So, and this is 42, has another 2,000 apart, and 2,401. So the first one has to be set all the time. What does it mean is this is a program output. So when program output, whatever source is going out to this trigger outputs, this tally will be on back to the source side. Is it clear, or do you kind of not clear at this point? Yeah, you can double click and see what's inside, but it's not inside, nothing in there. Yeah. So the configuration itself is, what is it? If you go to communication, yes, that's the one, communication, and go to switcher, switcher. Okay, mixer switcher. Go to down more. Mixer. The group is mixer and switcher. Yeah, yeah. So in there, so if you open, let's say, yeah, 42. So tally settings. So this is a tally settings. What is number associated with this number, GPO? You know what I mean? So tally signal is red, green, the right side is going to input 15,000 and 17,000 is green, going into there. But tally enable means, so which switcher has 56 outputs. So which output source going into this output trigger tally or not. So this is start with a 2,400 because 0 is just the 0. There's no output 0, output 1 to start. That's why it starts from 2400, but actual tally is triggering from output 1, which is 2401. That's a sequentially up to 56. Make sense? Okay. So this is what configuration side for switcher and then this GPIO relation with. So this is already configured. Then if you configure new one, you have to create another group of like another 2000 after, and then create new group of switcher tally settings. Maybe not happen. I'm not sure, but this is what tally settings is supposed to be. So communication part is done. And so if you wanted to, enable green tally in the preview, so what should be happening? For switcher 42. So there's a green tally section, 2,500 from, no, because when you set green tally source, the source is 1 is kind of misleading, but I mean, this is output 1 to the switcher. So preview is what output you have to know which output is preview of the switcher. So you have to activate those output only to enable green tally, because when it's going to preview, then it traces back to what source to tally. So you need to understand what output of the switcher you want to telling. So I shared in the morning the document, which is switcher GB assignment or something like that. So Grass Valley IP K-frame default, whatever the assignment. So if you open that document, yeah, Grass Valley IP K-frame. default output assignment. Yes, yeah, that one. So as you can see, so disregard after L column. So we go forward with this. So program is output one, right? So when it's program is program out, so whatever source going out to the program, red tally is on for the source. That's what number one is selected enabled on 2401 GPO. That's what it meant. And if you want to tally any other output, so for example, if you want to tally ISO 1, so if somebody recording ISO 1 to make sure ISO 1 has whatever the source going, this is recording it, and you want to tally the record source, then you enable number 2, and depends on what tally light you color you want to go with. So if you're red, then you enable number 2, but usually not, right? So if you have another orange or some other color you want to tally, then you have to make another group of this one, and then you create another like a blue tally or something like that, and enable this output from this GPO. So if you're looking for, keep going down this document, number 31. Number 31 is the logical output. Number 31, yeah, number 31 is preview in here. So if they wanted to green tally when they preview sources going on, then you have to enable in this green tally group number 32. 31, number 31, sorry. Number 31. So which is 2,531. Which one?
For 31. Why are you saying it's number 31?
Okay, so do you see the document?
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, document, if you go down line 34, line 34. So A column logical output number 31. If you follow that.
This working.
What? No, not that GPO document.
Yeah, under preview is under 56.
Okay, so that's not right because you're looking at the L side. So don't look at the L column. What I'm asking to look at the I column. That's what we are at right now. So I'm going to highlight that, and this is the preview.
So we're looking at the I, and we're looking at number what? Aux
31?
Aux 31.
No, not auxiliary. Logical output, column A. Column A, keep going down to up to 31.
Okay, I'm on 31.
Oh, okay. You're right.
So that's Aux
Okay.
30.
Okay, not final tab. Go to sheet 1. Go to sheet 1. Sorry. So they keep changing it. So final is not final.
Oh,
There, that says preview on it.
Okay. That's preview. Okay.
okay, that's good.
Sorry. Yeah, this is kind of not clear to me. Like I have to work with and make this clear. So anyway, so this is 31, same as 40 and 42, I hope. And so 31 is actually preview output. So that's why you have to enable in green tally on number 31. So if this is on, then whatever source is assigned to this preview in the switcher and trace back, and the source will be tallied with the green color.
So here, if I hit right click enable, right?
Yes, manual set, yes, that's what we do.
How does it green tally on preview?
Yes,
On the preview source.
whatever source going into the preview. That's what it the configuration of this. And so we're not doing any enable of the green tally because operations, I guess, don't want to green tallies. We didn't use that at all. So that's why. And this is actually like a mechanical part of tallies, how to trace tally coming back and forth the GPIO portion and from the switch side. Okay, this is done. But in order to telling CCU, so CCU actually physical tally input. There's no PSL or I don't know, but it's not configured that way. So it has to go to tally through when you go to the CCU room, this Christmas tree, and then go to there and then tally wiring to the CCU and actually close contact to CCU tally that way. So that comes to here as GPO side 10,001. GPO 10,001. So that's a red tally on. So we have so many of them, but again, so this is only we are using up to how many? 32, I guess. So this is a relation with if you open the VSM discovery under taskbar, the taskbar like a taskbar, and then there is a magnifying glass in the middle. Yeah, click that. So there's a GPIO box 1 and 2 on the top there. Yeah. So one is red, one is green tally. So this is associated with this GPO 10,001 to red. And there's another group of, what's the number? Okay, 12,001, 12,000 to start. That's the green tally. Again, we're not using green tally, but this is all wired to ready to go. So this is more like a setup in the registry side, but this is another kind of thing. It has to be set up, configured from engineer or level support, I think, but we know where they are, but this is always at the beginning was set up that way. So this is actually signal from this VSM and sending out physical close contact out of this box to the CCUs. Okay. So if you double click this red tally on GPO number, let's say number 10,001. No, not that one. You can close that. We don't, yeah. So from there, red tally 1 on. Yeah, double click. So this is CCU-1 red tally information. So, okay, I don't see any information from here, but let's open a view. What is the relation? View, and where should I get that? So view. Okay, what a virtual. Okay, let's open in the view. Okay, you can close this one. You can leave that open, but go to the view. So yeah, view that one, and looking for virtual at the end, almost end, and yeah, virtual and 40. Okay, so go to that and open VMX tally. Go down more. No. In that group, in the virtual group. Yeah, that one. So if you open that. So the bottom, I mean, the left side is all the source going into this virtual GPIO. So the first one is red GPIO out, whatever red going on 1. So let's double click this one. First target. Yeah. So target first one. What are the label? Yeah. The label is primary label CCU-1 red. So even though this is kind of because this is why I put that there, because in the panel, in the VSM panel makes sense to show this CCU-1 red instead of VGPO01 output operations. They don't understand what this means. That's why I put this primary as a for VSM panel. So anyway, this is showing on this GPO. If you go back to GPO window, not that, go behind that window. Yeah, so you can double click the red tally on again. So this signal CCU-1 red inside is actually the logic of this first target in that GPO 001 out red 01 is this signal. Okay, so let's just experiment on one thing. So let's 2021. 21 is nothing used, I guess. So go to 21. The 21 is actually Magnum. Okay, we can practice with green tally because we're not using green. So let's go to the green. Green 21. So let's green 21. So right here. So on this GPIO list, green tally on 21. So GPO number 12021. Yeah. Okay. Double click. And then in the view as GPO 002 out green 21. Yeah. So from the view side. Yeah. So this is actually behind that window. There's a view. If you double click that one. Green 21. Yes. Right. So I didn't change any labels for this one. That's why it's showing same exact name as unique ID, which is virtual name, going into this one. So how to assign this one to here is actually in the GPO property window. You can close this property and you go back to your GPO. Yeah, right click on this signal and delete. Okay, so there's no information here, GPO. So now you drag this 21 from this view and drag into this GPO. Yeah, so this is how. So right now, but if you drag this one, and then on the left side is red, right? It means the red tally will on. So you have to change this one to green instead of red. So go click arrow and then change it to green. Okay, so now it's just green tally is going to be enabled if this is a trigger. Following makes sense. This is a lot to like messing up the head actually. I was take a lot of time to understand the logic of this one. So This is how I actually set that up as a tally for output is 21. So right now, all the red one up to 1 to 32 is wired in this GPIO box in CC16.
We are not.
Green is wired too, but we're not using it. That's all. That's why yeah.
According to the, let's say, document on logical output 46, if they say they want green tally on there,
Okay.
I'm still confused how I would find in the where it says green tally on 21, 22, 23. How would I find that number on there?
Which part? There's so many parts. So from the beginning, you want okay. So you just wanted to green tally,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or let's pick from Grass Valley switcher number. What number you wanted to pick?
46.
46. Okay, let's say 46. 46 is whatever that is.
Yeah.
Wanted to green telling, right?
Yep.
So anybody has answer for that? How to enable green tally out switcher output 46?
So you just go on green tally on 46.
So there's a many. So okay, where? That's what I'm asking. Where?
On the GPIO list.
Yes.
Okay. And then you go to you double click on that, right?
So no,
green-
which number? So you have to give actually number of GPO. What GPO number you wanted to work on?
that is that 12046.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Is that wrong?
I mean, I don't see any 1, 2, 0, 4, 6.
Where are you looking? I'm looking at the GPIPO list.
Yes. So which tab you are in?
I'm looking at Corey's screen. GPIO list. He's
Right.
on green tally on 46 0-12046.
Oh, you mean 2, 4, 2, 4?
I can't really read it. It's very blurry on my screen.
All right. So okay. How can I?
So share your screen now.
I don't know if I can. Yeah, but I mean,
Share your screen.
you can continue to share it, but I don't know this clear for
Yeah, that looks better.
better.
Yeah, much better. I can read stuff now.
I mean, anyway. So from here,
Mm-hmm.
so if you want to enable green tally number 46 output,
Yeah.
then you have to find from here. This is a red tally, so
Yeah.
we have to go to green tally section here.
Okay.
This is 42 switcher. You have to find the exact one, and then you have to find the 46 from here, right?
Yep.
And you enable this one. So for example, you right click, set, and this is set.
Okay.
So then, if whatever source going into output 46 go back to here as a green telling the source.
And output 46 is on the switcher.
Yes, output for switcher output.
Okay.
46, yes.
So we're making the we're enabling it on here. That is going to send it to the switcher, and then it's going to go out 46.
Yeah, but actually it comes from switcher. So switcher already set,
Okay.
yeah, whatever that is coming in here, this information in the communication side,
Yep.
and whatever output, right?
Mm-hmm.
So going in here, and this will trigger, right?
Yep.
And then this GPO will trigger actual tally to the source.
Got it. And we're
That's,
gonna follow logical output to determine which output we're using to enable or disable.
yes, but
Okay.
normally you don't have to enable disable here at all,
Okay.
because they don't use separate tally for anything else, only green tally for the wall and also green tally for the CCU, right? So what I'm troubleshooting point,
Yep.
whenever tally doesn't work, then you come here to check this is on or off. Sometimes it's off without reason. I'm not sure why, but I mean, could be off. So if no tally is working at all, in the wall, CCU, anything, then first thing you come to here, GPO, and make sure this red tally for this PCR42 K-frame switch is source on 001, which is output one, is on or off.
Okay.
It has to be on all the time.
Got it.
And same thing to 40. So 40 is only on.
Okay. And then you go under VMX tally and just make the cross point of whichever one you want, right?
Yeah, that it comes to next one. So this is only telling signal back and forth.
Yep.
The physical tally to CCU is actually happening in here. Actually happening in here.
Okay.
So 1 to 20 is supposed to be CCUs,
Okay.
and 21 to, I think we set up 8. A is Magnum number 8. This is 9, 10. 10 of them is connected to Magnum. So this is still not assigned anything. So Magnum is another part, will be explained. But CCU side, 1 to 20, is the actually happening to physical CCU. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what the actual cross point here. This actually signal. So this comes to this way. So whenever this is on, and this will be on, right? And trace back to sending tally signal to VCAM 4201. And whatever VCAM 4201 is, source is assigned to it, is the source will be tally on. So this is kind of not easy to explain again. So anyway, so this is what it is. And this is, yeah, the virtual signal tally.
Okay.
Instead of physically we adding here, so we can route anything we want to what tally is on. Because CCU1 could be out, it's
Yep.
broken, then we have to make a CCU2 as camera. So we have to dynamic change for CCU1, not always going to camera 1. It could be camera 2 or 3, and then anything mix match whatever. And the switcher side, they can make a camera 1 to whatever CCU they want.
Got it.
Okay, so this is what it is. And so if you open VSM panel, click
Yeah. Stop.
yeah. So if you open VSM panel, so the reason why I'm doing this, actually you have to hands-on and clicking thing, then where you looking for, and instead of the I'm explaining driving, me driving is watching it and just not stick to your head. So the panel ID for you is, let's go to or so. 9802. Okay. 42345. Okay. So in here, go to VPEX on the top, the target side, the top portion of the category, VPEX. So there's a VTally. Okay, this is a VTally, same thing. So, and the view. So this is a signal CCU-1 red. It's actually virtual GPIO1, GPO1, and CCU2 red is GPO2, physically connected to behind, connected to actual CCU. So this is indication of where you want to telling if this VCAM is on to the strobe. So go to, so yeah, VPEX and camera, VCAM 42. So this is how you assign what source going into this tally. And currently, VCAM 01 is CCU1 is the source. Actual physical source is CCU1 in top, right? So if VCAM1 is programmed out, then all the tally information trace back to CCU1 by this GPO assignment. Does it make sense? So, okay, let's forget everything behind the configuration. So whenever switcher operator has to assign this VCAM to this red CCU, a tally target, in order to tally works. So for example, tally is a mixed match. Sometimes they kind of assign, they think they might forget to assign which tally, which CCU they want to telling it, but they thought is automatically happening. But actually, it has to be routed in the right position to telling it. So if tally is like some tally is working, some tally is not. If I pressing like a switcher, they saying camera 1 output, but is CCU2 is telling it, right? Then something the possible, the high chance is they didn't do routing in here properly. So for example, if you route CCU1 red as a target, if you write the VCAM02 on there instead of VCAM01, then, okay, so, okay, you have to select the target first.
Right?
Yeah, and then it'll activate. Right now it's CCU, VCAM1 is as a source. So this is the question. If somebody, I mean, assign this red 01, a CCU-01 red target as VCAM3 as a source. Yeah, if you change that, I mean, don't change it now, but I mean, if you assign this VCAM3, then what is gonna be happening? What's the result? What are you telling? What will be telling if switcher, which output goes to program, then what CCU will be telling?
Would it be
So-
possible to like get a paint drawing? I'm not really getting the signal flow.
Yeah, I think I have to, but
Just so I have a like,
visual.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy to drawing to organize my head either. So it's not okay. I'll try
Okay.
and then I'll provide you. So
Alright.
in this section, so for example, so CCU-1 red target, and if you assign VCAM 3 there, then switcher, whatever the switcher, so switcher input 1 will be VCAM 1, right? So okay, let's do so. How can I draw?
I usually just use paint to do a quick
Yeah.
signal demonstration.
And, So. So usually CCU1 connect.
So VCAM is in the VSM, right? The
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
and this is also GPIO in the view we saw, and then this is actually now happening on the panel side. So this is all routable from here. Everything can be routable.
Okay.
And so GPIO 1 to 3 can be routable. What source coming in and trigger tell you whatever it is. But this part is hardwired. So GPO001 from the box itself and has it's a hardwire. It cannot change. So CC1 tele is red tele is a hardwired from this box. But logically, you can route anything into it from the VSM side.
Okay.
Okay. So usually BCAM01 is CCU1 is routed in that way and route to CCU2, routed to BCAM2, CCU3, routed to.
Yep.
And also in the normal situation, this another virtual is route to this way. Right? The logic in the GPO section. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. So if program output going to CCU is out as a program selected as a source, so this triggers to VCAM,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then tele signal going back to the GPU. Okay, this is tele, now it's on.
Yep.
Then is ready tele is on the CCU side, correct? So far so good?
Yes.
So CCU2 signal is on program.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll go trace back. I mean, actually, this is vice versa. Anyway, so VCAM1 is on program, which is CCU1, right? And it'll trigger this GPO and red tally is on CCU. Actually, this is actually going on air. But whatever source pointing to here will be triggered back to this way. So anyway, so same thing. But if somebody change this CCU2 to CCU3
Yeah.
as we can, right? So let's see this. Okay, CCU1 is broken. So we have
Okay.
another CCU number 3 is available.
Yeah.
So we're gonna assign this CCU3 to VCAM1, right?
Yeah.
So what needs to be changed in order to this going to on air, which is camera 1, right? But what should be telling for this VCAM1? What need to be have? That's the question. So CCU1 is out of order. Right?
Would we make the cross point to CCU3? Or that would be made because we're going on the panel to make the route, right?
So panel is okay. So whatever they can, right? So as long as this one going to VCAM1 is now their camera 1. So camera 1 is for them, but actually CCU3 is a physical device, is for them to camera. So in order to, if they switch in the switcher, this VCAM1 is a program output. What is it telling right now? What is the tele situation at this point?
It's gonna do CCU1 red tally.
Yes, this going back to here as a GPO, right?
Yeah.
And then telling CCU1. So they will complain, CCU, this is on air, but there's no tally happening in camera 3, right?
Yeah.
So in order to make that happen, we have to route this VCAM001 to here. Because this CCU, actually, physical CCU is number 3 for VCAM1. So now we have to change the tele routing this VCAM1 going into CCU3 instead of CCU1. This is the physical we can change. That's why
Okay.
we have to go to GPU3. So, from this, okay, so
Can you bring up an example on VSM?
yes. So, if it's and VCAM, so let's compare with this. So, CCU8 red, this is hardwired to the
Mhm.
CCU side. So, but as you can see, 7 and there's a missing, and 8, 10, right?
Yeah.
Well, which is 8 is 10? 8 is a CCU9, 9 is CCU10, and 10 is a CCU11. So they can route to whatever they want.
Okay.
To VCAM, right? So in this case, if they trigger VCAM 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going to on air, right? So if this goes on air,
Okay.
VCAM 10,
VCAM 10 goes on air.
right? Then what will telling? What is telling to them?
We'd have to route to CCU 8, right?
I mean, okay, so forget about the CCU8.
Oh,
So in this case, this is order, and VCAM1, CCU1, right?
yeah.
And this VCAM1 goes to red as a source, a CCU1, right?
Okay.
And this one goes to 2, 2. But up to 7 is okay. But
Yeah.
from this point, right? So 8 became 8 is 9. And this is disconnected. So in here is 8 is here. And red 9 is assigned to VCAM 8.
I'm not getting it. It did.
Okay. So from this point, there's something wrong patching here. So this will trigger what? CCU9, right? This is hard, right?
Yeah.
But this back to this one is what is the source? VCAM 8 is a source, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is VCAM 8 actual CCU assigned to?
9.
9. So when this going on air, then
It's bringing up CCU 9.
right, CCU9, CCU9.
Yeah.
Correct. This is a correct patching. But in here, and think about it,
It's swapped. They did 9 there. To
9.
CC. Yeah.
Right. In order to CCU10 is telling it, this is CCU10 supposed to tell you, but CCU So this is VCAM10. What is VCAM10 is routed to? CCU11, right?
Yeah.
So when they, right, this is on air.
Okay,
Then-
so CCU 10, VCAM 9 is on air. What was the question you asked originally?
Okay, so what's wrong with this one? So how do you change?
You would have to unroute and reroute 8, 9, 10 in order if they're all fixed. Right?
So 8 is missing. So there's no
Eh,
CCU 8.
okay.
Okay, that's fine. So just
So-
okay.
so if-
yeah.
8 is missing, you can unroute 8 from 9, route 8 there, and then follow the same pattern.
Okay, so but now it's mixed up. This is VCAM 8 is now CCU 9.
Yeah.
So CCU 9 is what? So you just following this one. CCU 9, CCU 9.
Yep.
And this VCAM 8, it has to be VCAM 8. So CCU 10, this CCU 10, and CCU 10 is what? VCAM 9. So this is not VCAM 10. This is VCAM 9 has
Yeah.
to be in here. So in order to do it, so you have to come in here, select this target.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is the VCAM 10 is wrong because when this VCAM 10 is going to on air,
Mm-hmm.
then it will trigger this one. But actually telling is CCU 10 instead of 11. So this has to be 9
Mm-hmm.
because CCU 10, this has to be matched. CCU 10, what VCAM is CCU 10 because it will VCAM 9. So this is 10 is wrong. So you have to change this one to 9.
Okay.
So this one is 11, right? So 11 is CCU 11 is this one, CCU 11, 11. But what VCAM is the VCAM 10, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is 11. So this is wrong. So you have to change this one to 10.
Got it.
Okay. So now this one to also. What is supposed to be?
So this is going to be routed to VCAM 11.
So 12. And what is 12? 11.
11, yep.
12. Yes. So 13 also same thing.
Yep.
So this is 13. So now this is wrong. So you have to catch this one to make the right routing
Mm-hmm.
to CCU 14. CCU 14 is this one. And GPU 15. I haven't named it yet because it wasn't there before. Now we have to name this one as CCU 15 to 20. Anyway, so this one is disconnected. But if they wanted to trigger this one as CCU, this is 14. And this is 15. So 15 is supposed to be this one. And 16 is supposed to be this. So you're just following this CCU number and what is VCAM as a user select VCAM as a target and source for this target.
Okay.
So you have to a little bit of like thinking and what is it? To experiment something somehow, and then you kind of need to understand what the logic it is for telling. It's not, again, not easy to explain and not easy to understand, but at some point, if you do more and more, then you'll understand. So yeah, so this is one of the troubleshooting you may need to do to show operator or checking of this page to right source is actually in the for telling. situation. So this is
Okay.
supposed to be what? This one, CCU 17, CCU 17, and it has to go B2 16 has to go in B in order to match with this. So we have to add more camera here. Okay. So sorry, Amina, you are day off today or?
No, I had an appointment this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you are in the office now?
I am.
Okay. Okay, so this is the tally system. So I think we may have to go over a couple times to explain, and actually I hope to chance to build some logic for this GPU IO, and probably have some ideas. And also there's another section, but this is another complication. So I'm not going to get even this one is still complicated. You know. Any question so far? So forget everything. If you go back and trace down to GPIO relations and settings and why not, and then how this works, and then you kind of using your own like what is it, investigations to
Mhm.
understand the things. But just a couple things you need to do for the tally troubleshooting. This page, so tally sources correctly allowed to or not, first thing. And second is you go to as a BSM, this GPIO to tell you. Actually, in the panel, so this is the information of BMX state, so which is virtual like a video mixer status. So if you have this panel, you go here, and this is tally status. So I haven't made, did I make? Yeah, maybe I made. So tally state, this has to be green all the time. And this is audio mapping, but disregard this one at this point. So this is tally status. So this has to be green all the time. This needs to be green all the time. So you can go back and forth this one. So what if this one is not triggered, not set? Then what will happen will be, so let's go to demonstrate. So okay, only think it is out of this. So I'm gonna access the GSM. So I'm gonna show you switch. You can see all the. I mean, anybody open this page panel? I mean, on your jump post for your panel, you will see what I see at the same time. So I'm taking this someone for you. It's okay. I mean, do you okay to continue or
Yeah, that's good.
are you good?
Sorry about
Okay.
that.
No, worry, no. Okay. Just to demonstrate this one for that. So GPO list. Let's go. So I said this one has to be set all the time, right? So if I unset, clear, the 40 is now. So it's not. So if you go back to picture, the home. So this is blinking red. So this means something wrong with the switcher, whatever the switcher. We go here, and this is still green, but 40 switchers tally status is blinking red, which means this one is off. That's the indication of tally is not working. So as long as this is green, and it should be green here. So in order to trigger back, you just click this one to make it happen. So this is only for maintenance panel, not for users. Our user has this only switcher. So they can see this one's green. It means tally logic is enabled. Supposed to work that way. It's only green tally, not green. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So in this panel also has like some feature in here. So this is BSM. If any configuration missing, then it will be red, and if any off, then this will be red blinking. So again, if anything blinking red, and that means something wrong with the BSM, one of the servers. So when you push it, it'll sync in it, then it'll shut down the configuration, reload, resync. That's why it goes to red and back when there's offline with brief time. And also this has a gadget server status. So this is status indication of which gadget server is on right now. And if anything goes red and something wrong with this gadget server, sometimes which gadget server is main for this one. So if it's check mark here, this is gadget server 2A is main, B is backup. So if it's B is main, then yeah, it's okay, but we prefer A is main. So that's why, for example, this one is 10B is main, 10 is off, not off. I mean, this is not, this is backup. This is indication. It's not wrong, B or A is on, but one of them is kind of dead or not online, then this will trigger red. Okay, this is different side story, but anyway. So again, so tally situation is the tally. This is the one you're routing, and whatever source you need to route to here, you know, the tally back to actual physical tally. So Magnum is another story. So this is Magnum. So everybody like went to the Magnum webpage. Corey is the expert. No, I mean Magnum. I'm just one. Anybody has open Magnum web GUI to troubleshooting it or looking at it. This can be learned from Corey. Sure. So anyways, this is more for outside of floor 10. So floor 6, it's floor 4, yeah, for the news cameras and also REMI cameras is not actually connected to or from 10th floor switcher. So this is the kind of bridge from 10th floor switcher to any camera in our building, including REMI camera. This is how we're using it through this. This is actually physical wire to this Magnum input, GPI to there. So whenever this one goes on air, this trigger Magnum is whatever number, and whatever Magnum matrix assigned to each camera, that will tally for the camera. But this is kind of, yeah, another case, but this is the main for their CCU operations. Also green is here, but we made this one, but it's not being used at this point. So this is regardless of which VCAM is used. So this is right now, we are preparing control room 42. That's why VCAM 42-01. If PCR 40 is operation, then someone has to come here to change this one to this VCAM. We need more, adding more, we haven't done that yet. So this VCAM. So also CCU1 is assigned to. So they're sharing all the CCUs. Right? So this one, and whatever. Yeah. Assigned to here. And then change this one to here. Cool. So right now 42, so we are using 42 cameras to set. Technically, you can assign anything in here, and whatever goes out, CCU1 will be telling, and it's also your assign. But it's supposed to be camera. So
that I will.
Mhm.
That I will. Yeah. So.
this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. CCU, yeah, Sony CCU, yes. Okay. So yeah, down there the sources, you can source anything you want, but beyond after this one, target after this is a physical. You think about physical. So CCU1 is always CCU1. Right? Mm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Source and target. So let's go here. VCAM 42. So this is a VCAM 42 target. So you can assign any CCU in here. So let's say, so right now VCAM 8 is assigned to CCU 9 is a source because CCU 8 doesn't exist. Right? So this is what switcher, operation, they want to assign their VCAM. Because CCU1 is not directly going into switcher, always has to go to VCAM to the switcher input instead of actual physical source. That's why this one happens, and this is more makes sense for long run and operation. So for example, this is missing, but they want to use as a camera 8 in their panel and labeling it. Then camera 8 is for them, but actual CCU is 9. So however they don't know. Yes, separate, yes. So it depends on what they're routing into this CCU and VCAM. They have to come here and route this one. This is a physical. So this is a physical. So you have to match the CCU1, and what is the VCAM for CCU1 is 1. So you have to route this one to here. It has to be matched. This one match, and this one has to be matched with same line. So right now this one is 9. So red is 8 is not gonna be because there's no, a CCU is in here, CCU8 is not here. So CCU9, so where CCU9 is? CCU9, what is the actual VCAM? Is VCAM 8. So you have to route this one as VCAM 8 in order to match CCU9, CCU9. Right? Yeah. So this is physical, as always physical, and this virtual has to be matched with the same CCU, CCU9. So this is the one thing, like a couple places you have to look if tele is not working, troubleshooting for tele stuff. Then yeah. Then also if you come here to GP, So if you go more complicated, then you can do. So this is what happened actually. So when it's telling this is input to the switch. Anyway, just tell you. So this is what I input, KGPI 15001. Red value has been assigned to this target as a GPI. Anyway, this is how you, I don't want to confuse you too much. Those two things. GSM panel and this status. For troubleshooting. Because beyond that, then logic shouldn't be changed at all. So stays that way, nobody should change any logic inside of GSM. And if that is that case, most of cases will work unless they mixed up this routing. Okay. Okay. So I have a couple more items to go, and any questions so far? No. Okay, that's good. So I'd like to briefly introduce about the wall system, the multi view. So you should have documents. So let's find it. I'm gonna send you. Can read through when you have time. Okay, I sent the link to the GChat, Google Chat. So you can read this setup and information, the wall itself, when you have time. But I'm going to show you just a quick information. So this is a layout in here. We did that some point, I guess, did we? I don't remember. Yeah,
We did briefly go over it, but
we
yeah,
tried
only
to
for like
find the
15 minutes or so.
Yeah, labels and match labels and stuff. That's why. Okay, anyway, so this is the wall layout for 42 switcher, as you can see here. So if you want to go to different layout, you just hold down this section and just move up and down with your mouse button. Hold left, the left button, and then moving up. This is all like this in this loop. You cannot scroll wheel doesn't want. You have to click it and then move up and down. Even with this layer and tab, also goes up and down. It's hold mouse, left mouse, and then up and down. In order to find the location. And even here, and there's UMD, and there's more information at the bottom. You have to go up and down this. This and So in this structure, I'm going to explain the label itself. So if you double click in this one, it will, okay, should be. Yeah, this is the maximum. Anyway, so as you can see, this label, 3 labels in here. 1, 2, 3. So in order to apply this label information in here, then you have to come this arrow button and expand this one. And UMD is actually, so you click this section and you have to be highlighted this whole head of this monitor. So if you go here, you don't need to change this much, but one thing you need to do is the UMD mode is dual or 1, single or triple. But usually they use as a dual, left and right information. And the left UMD is MO. I'm going to send the email for this relation. So I think we have to make some documents as well, but I just sent the information on the Google chat also. So this relation is MO user label 01 is actually associated with in the VSM MVW user label 0. So whenever you change this label in the VSM of this label, it will apply to this label on the wall, which is left side, if they use this. And also, the second text is MO video source label. So MO video source label in the VSM is MVW video source label category. This goes to UMD right side. And OMD is over to top one. So if you go OMD is a single and just one single label there. MO user label 1, which is MO user label 1 is in the VSM. MVW user label 1 is also shared. Okay. So whenever operation they want to change label, they go to the VSM and then change label, whatever section. If you want to change the top OMD, they change the OMD label, which is MVW user label 1. They change the label and it will appear in top here. And this one is only 2, but there's no OMD. The only OMD they use in here. So it depends on how you set this up. So in order to set up is another story, and then this is the operation side of this one. To attribute, adding this one, and yeah, whatever. Anyway, this is the relation of the labeling in the VSM to the web. So let's go to VSM. So for example, so okay, so now let's say let's close this one. So now here is a BMX G4001, and even camera, whatever. So whoops. to check this, right? So VNX 42. This is virtual, so you can go versus later. So V MVW user label 0 is left side of the DMD, L dash 0. And MVW 01 is end mark, which is end mark is here, appending this label to signals source label. So source label carried over to this and display this. And this one is UMD user label 1 is soccer, which is the right side of UMD. So let's see if this applied in there or not. So utility and waveform. Okay. And this is the TBO 42 and so this is head 20. So this is a multi-view actually out from this multi-view, and you can see in the scope. Whatever it is. So if you open your jump first and scope, maybe for you, this one, so the first one. So now you can see this is kind of sideways. It's vertical standing image. So this is a circle as a top, which is this one, right? And L01, which is this one. And N sign is whatever routing to this virtual carried over that primary this label to show you to this, which is RAM 230. So if you go to the first one we are looking at is RAM 239. Is routing to this. So this label carried over to here. Make sense? Not?
Yep.
So this is the you need because we're gonna change this in some logics and formulas eventually. But what I like to do, we have to discuss with operations. And I like to this one is a move to default, so always line, and they can override on the user side whatever they. And also this one is I kind of wanted to have a primary instead of this ensign. So whatever the source, this number label showing over there. So substitute with the signal source label if the label number is added. So if I go to this %s number, which is 1, and % will be showing whatever the source primary label showing in there. So I have to discuss with them to agree or not. But anyway, so this is formula, and you can show them. And then this is OMD, they can change it. So anyway, so this one is like this. Okay. So this is how relation with this label goes to the wall. So how this thing happens in the VSM panel? So let's open 4000. So home. So U1. So usually label source DMB. So DMB source label, they want to change. They have to go here. And then there's a boxes here. So they can change the label. So we go here. So alt, plus. So attachment. So master source user label. So this is actually the view. As you can see, the information showing there, view master source user label. So in the VSM, okay, so this is VSM. So go to view, and where is the master source? Okay. So I think we have to delete this. Anyway, so rename this one. Okay. So this one is attached to this box. So whatever in here is label showing over here in this window. Whatever the list in here. So this is a master, so we can put as we think we need to check it for troubleshooting it. But this is a 40 source user label, 42 source user label. So in the panel, 42, 40, and 42. So 42, let's go to 42. Let's minimize this one. And 42. So 42, this page, and this box is 42 source user label, which is 42 source user label. This. So this view is attached to this window box to show all the list of whatever in this source section. So how this works? The signal list, layers. So I like to show them on that layer, sorry, label. So the explanation of this. So what you wanted to show or not show. So this is a check mark. You want to show them in this box as a label. So this primary is supposed to be, if this happens, then showing it, but not modifiable. So this function is not working at this point. So for example, if you click, they're not going to see. If you click, you will see it. They can change. If you click once more, they can see it. They cannot edit. This is what it's supposed to be, but may not work. So whatever this check mark will show the label here. So let's check it. So this panel is what? 4003. So go to the panel side. So I try to make something for more customize this one. So this is not going to show anyone. So only they see U1, U2. So and U1 is actually they can access it to this. And then we go this one. So now you see all the list of the view of this one, whatever you do. So if they ask you to, okay, I want to change this label, but you have to be very careful with what we can do. They want to do everything, but it's not practical for them or any other user to give this changeable labels. But we have to discuss, but more, because it's not easy to maintain and carry it at the end. That everywhere change the label, starting it, and just it's not true. So in this panel, so as you can see, this is C2 and sign and user label. So you can filter this one VVMX. So this filters it, and if you see this one is the same as this one we saw on the label information in the VSC. So they can change here and then do the same thing like this and click and what is it? Really easy one to do. So they can add it here. This is what they change later. So associated with this one, this one, this one. With the wall, this is left, this is the right. Oh no, this is top. Okay, keep changing. What was it? So source label is right. Yeah, this is left, right, up. Usual note is a different story, but anyways, we'll do focus on those ones. So primary, actually, you can see they can change it, but it's not supposed to be their change. So we do not encourage them to change this primary label. This will change button label as well. So either chaotic or any other user if they start to change it. That's why we don't want to give any other massive source list to here. They can change only VMX, which is only goes to the switcher side. And VCAN is, yeah, switcher and wall. And some other little things. So they asked for adding more, not a little bit of more, which is color corrector and UDX. So we're gonna add color corrector and UDX into here. So they created the option L8 module. So when they change this one, it doesn't mess up with actually default label. Only they can change user labels. So here, okay. So this is, for example, labels. So this change only this portion. The default label in this box window, they cannot change default window. But even if it's default label, whatever you do with that, this is more priority than default label. User label is more priority than this one. So that's why whenever they change here, it will show first instead of default. But if they delete this one, and default will show if there's blank. So let's practice. L-0. Let's distinguish it 0, 0, 0. Okay. And this one can be, let's try. I haven't tried it yet. Just one. I'll do this. Yeah. Maybe work. Try that. And this is event 1 or something. Okay. So go to the wall. So still, this one is showing as a zapper or whatever that is. So let's change in the VSM. So yeah, this one, let's delete that zapper. So now back to default, which is event 1 showing over there. And this one is event 1. Change it to event 1. Back to this one, and instead of and this is percent S01. I'm not sure this one. Yeah, it worked. RAM 239 as a primary, it shows still RAM 239. So L01, we could change this one. Then L00. So let's check it. Now L00. Let's go back to L-01. So let's remove this. And this one also. And to anytime. And this one is first we change this user label. And then go back to what is before. So in the VSM side, what's this? You can work with in here for troubleshooting. Also. Cool. Any question with this label? So they may be complaining about the label, the apply label is not working, and which one where go. Sometimes I don't know. So these days, the switcher Dave Upsler and Joe Musich, and they pretty well aware of what to change. But if any outside of client or someone from like a new training people or something, then maybe we have to explain this logic, what to change, where to change. And this one is 42 and this is 40. So 40 also should have this one for 40. Right? So this window is 40. Attachment is 40 source user. So one of the requests is they wanted to add they want to add add only source, not the target, because only they change the source labels to the wall. The target is different, but target I kind of not wanted to them to change any target labels, not necessarily. So color corrector and UDX, where they are, color corrector. So and now I'm starting losing it to where I saved it and where we need some organize this view more makes sense for everybody. So util would be good for color corrector. So this one. So we didn't have a color corrector before, and now we have a color corrector 1 to 24. And here for the source. Two. And also, okay, so let's give them color corrector. Because we have to discuss UDX. UDX 1 to 16. UDX. Okay, so okay, so let's go back to panel 3, which is still so. I'm not sure it will apply because I'm connected to 11, so I should be seeing that. So 1 and color corrector is here, right? It just appeared the first thing right away. The primary color, whatever it is. This is actually inside. And whatever the label was there. Currently, that's this label. So they can change whatever they want. So in this case, this is a long name as identifier. So I don't know if you can change this one. Identifier as primary. Okay. Anyway. I don't know. Oh, yes. Oh, it doesn't have primary. It's your selected. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so I think we need to expand this window a little bit over this side because this one is long name and this is kind of truncated. It's probably better. Also, this section they can go to default, label was default. So this kind of need to be discussed what is default for them. And also this one they can save and default. For example, this needs to be modified for storage group because I didn't add this one I think. So this one is day, but it's changed to like camera 1 for the camera feature. The feature. So now say VCam label and VGFX label. This is a label by label thing. So now we can add this one color corrector and UDX label here. So let's say VCam label, Peter. Now say yeah, I'm not sure. So let's change it to something else as day of today for UD4. Now got the Peter. So only V can reflect it. As we say, this one with a Peter. So we say we change to nothing and before we stay. This is just the one reset. And reset again, this is going back to default. And this will be everything delete, like 0, everything's blank or something. So this is, we have to little bit of a discussion with operators. Anyway, this is label. Question.
I'm good. I think it makes sense.
Okay, so if you're okay with that, and you may, yeah, able to find this information VSM 2 or 3 and walk through it and see what the label is like and what is the relation based on that information I put there. So this is one of the troubleshooting you may have to do if they asking what label changing, they want some label list, but before you adding their request, we have to discuss it internally first. What is the best for this kind of things? Okay. Cool. So I think it's done for morning. And yes, I'm gonna create another meeting this afternoon, and I assign a ticket to Amina to create a webcam.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
I see it.
so we said the steps I put it there and what we need to do. And I mean, yeah, so we can go through that in the afternoon. What we need to- Anybody can join, and if you have time for that. Cool.
Cool.
Thank you. If you don't have any questions, then finish with this morning session. Thank you. No question?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.